Do you need to get that?
It's work. I should.
Go on. We'll be fine. Won't we, Victor?
Delgado, what did he say?
My little sweetheart. Nobody knows, just you and I, who you really are. And we both know Taya's not your real mother. For heaven's sakes, what is that? Do I see a scowl on your face? Yes, I do. When you look like that, you look just like your father.
So am I reading this right? Sam and Franco are both O positive?
Yeah.
Right, and the baby is AB negative.
Yeah. That's what the form says, but there's got to be a mistake.
What if it isn't?
What do you mean?
What if somehow Sam's little boy got switched with another child?
I'm not understanding what you're saying. Well, I'm relatively bright, so why don't you give it another whirl? Start with the basics. What was her name again? Yes, and I'm assuming you have a complete history on her. And you're telling me this for the first time now? Well, I want you to email me a document immediately.
We're not going to tell anybody who your real parents are. No, we're not. I know that Sam thinks Franco's the father, but we know better, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Sam's the mother, and Jason's your real father. And thanks to Todd Manning, you're here with Taya.
I'm sorry, what did you just say to me? Oh, really? Uh-huh.
Well, at least she's smart, and she has some taste. But she doesn't love you the way I do. No, she doesn't. That's why I'm going to be your mommy. And you're going to be my new little Stephen Lars. Hey, everybody deserves a second chance, right? Well, you're mine. It's going to be our little secret. Just as long as no one finds me and I can figure out a way to take care of you. Yes, I can.
Susan.
Did you finish your phone call?
Unfortunately, yes, I did.
Is something wrong?
Yes. Something's very wrong.
Hey, are you okay? Don't let me drop him. No, of course not. Wait, Steve, we need your help.
I got it.
I need a wheelchair over here.
Hey, buddy. Hey, everything's gonna be okay. Mommy asked me to hold you to keep you safe.
I found him exactly where Sam said, out on the porch in the planter box. But she was sure it wasn't her baby.
Jason, she was in denial.
I know that, and I explained all that to Sam. But the blood types don't match. So maybe she was right. Maybe it wasn't her baby. Two O-positive parents cannot have a baby that's AB negative. So maybe it wasn't Sam's baby I found that night.
Which would mean what? That Sam's baby's still alive?
I mean, it's possible.
They do our best, but hospitals make mistakes.
Okay, then, but why didn't Dr. Lee catch it then? She went over the chart with Sam.
It's possible she wasn't even looking at the blood type because it wasn't relevant at that moment.
She told Sam the baby had hemophilia. How could the blood type not be relevant?
Jason, listen to me. It would be wonderful to think that this was all some big mistake and that Sam's baby is still alive. But don't get your hopes up over this. It's probably nothing. This isn't my baby. Sam said she put the baby in a planter box, right? And that's where you found him.
There's too many discrepancies. The blood type, hemophilia, why didn't it show up on the prenatal scans? And what about the lungs? He seemed fine when he was born.
You weren't there when he was born. You don't know how he was breathing. Obviously, Sam felt there was something wrong. That's why she went to go give her help, right?
Yes, I understand that. But Sam and McBain both said when the baby was first born, he was strong and healthy and breathing normally and crying out loudly. How can you do that if your lungs aren't developed?
You're jumping to conclusions.
Something does not add up. Sam was careful with prenatal care. She had screenings and ultrasounds, and everyone showed that the baby was healthy, just like the baby she had in the motel, not a baby whose lungs did not develop.
So what's your explanation?
I don't have one. But I know there is a time that I cannot account for. When Sam was passed out in the garden shed on the floor, something could have happened.
Like someone with a dead infant was wandering around and found Sam's and switched the babies? Come on, Jason, what are the odds of that?
The odds, Elizabeth, but based on this file, it's possible that the baby that I put in Sam's arms that night was not her baby.
I am so sorry to say this, but Jason, I think you're in denial.
You seem upset. Has something happened?
Sorry, I'm just frustrated. My daughter's gone off to college, so I lost my live-in babysitter. Been trying to work at home, but that is impossible. Been looking for a nanny for several weeks, and I can't find anyone. That is the third agency I just hung up on. I need to go back to work. I need to find a nanny, but with everything Victor's been through...
You can never be too careful.
And I can't very well go into court and say, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please ignore the baby on my hip.
Maybe I can help you out. It's hard to manage a baby when you've got work to do and places to go. At the very least, you need a good sitter.
Well, apparently finding a good sitter is easier said than done.
I still got to. I think I can help you out.
Well, unless you know of a babysitter in Port Charles who's willing to relocate, I don't see how.
I'll be honest. Seeing this wonderful little boy again and knowing how much help you need, I was thinking maybe I could step in. At least short term.
What are you saying, Susan?
I could be Victor's nanny.
I had a little baby once. He was a little boy, beautiful blue eyes. He looked just like he looked like his uncle. I thought he was gonna grow up to be strong and healthy. Felt so good in my arms. Oh, it's okay. There you go.
Got his mother hooked up to IV fluids. Hopefully it'll help. She's asking for her son.
It's okay.
Sam. You okay?
Oh, gosh, yeah. You should give him to his mother. I'm sure she's missing him.
Hi.
These records are inconsistent. So how do I make sure the child Sam buried is really her son?
You need to have a second autopsy done. And you would need Sam's permission to exhume the body.
And that's a lot to put her through.
Especially for nothing. Jason, I'm telling you, all you found was an error in those records. There's no chance Sam's baby is still alive. And to reopen that hope and put her through that loss a second time. I mean, do you really want to hurt Sam that way? What way?
You want to apply for the job?
Oh, I don't really think of it as a job. Taking care of that little bundle of joy, it would be such a pleasure.
But aren't you en route to somewhere?
First stop, Landview, to check in on Victor. After that, I really don't have any concrete plans. I was just going to see what opened up.
So you don't have anyone waiting for you anywhere, or?
Oh, I didn't mean to give you that impression. I'm sorry. I just thought it would be a lovely time of year to travel this part of the country.
Well, that is tremendously generous of you, but I don't want to rope you into something.
Oh, but you wouldn't be. I love children. That's why it was so lucky that Todd brought Victor to me, and I was able to take care of him the way that I was. I could do infant CPR in my sleep. I don't know, maybe it was kismet.
Well, we are incredibly grateful to you. But the truth is, we don't we don't really know each other.
Well, actually, we do have one very important thing in common. We both care about the welfare of this lovely little boy. And who better to take care of him than the stranger who brought him back to life?
I was just talking about the baby.
I wanted to let you know that I got a little carried away imagining what life might have been.
It's okay, there's nothing wrong.
I know, it's easy to let myself go there, Jason. To imagine us happy as a family. But I know that isn't real and my son is gone, and as it turns out, he could have never lived at all.
Sam,
Jason, I hope that it gives you some peace knowing the truth after everything that I did to you.
I was wrong. And I would do anything to fix it.
I know you can't. And that's not your fault. I know Steve wanted to release me, and I don't want to keep on waiting. I'm gonna go. Jason, you need to sit down.
I know that I could be wrong about the baby, but I still gotta find out.
What Sam said about the fantasy and what the baby's life would have been like.
Yeah, it just helps her with the grief, that's all.
Maybe that's why you're asking if the baby could still be alive. You're using the air and the medical chart.
However, I got the idea. I still need to find out the truth.
What, Jason? What if there's no time?
You mean, what if we're dying?
He stopped crying.
He just wanted a little back rub. Now he's happy.
How did you know?
He just had that look about him.
Oh, my daughter's in college. I feel like I've forgotten everything I used to know about taking care of kids.
Don't worry. It all comes back to you.
You mentioned you have children?
Yes. A son. A wonderful son. He's made me very proud.
You're close to him?
Very. Plans, and maybe I sounded vague. But I've learned that over the years, sometimes the most wonderful things happen when you least expect them. If you plan every moment, who has time for happy accidents?
You know, you're right. You have to make time and space to allow for things to happen.
It just feels right. Seeing you again. That wonderful boy.
You know what? I am so used to banging on closed doors. And here you are, opening your heart to me. You got a deal, Susan.
Excellent.
Providing that your references check out.
Thank you for making me see that my baby didn't die because I left him alone on the porch.
I'll always be with you.
No, and maybe I'll get to see him soon.
Stop. Don't think about dying.
I'm so glad I stopped by. You'd really consider hiring me to be Victor's nanny?
Susan, I'm gonna have to check your references first.
Of course. I'll get you everything you need. And I assure you, if you hire me, I'll take care of this little one as if he were my very own.
You know, Susan, if your references check out, maybe you're right. Maybe this is kismet. Certainly finding you on my doorstep when I have a deposition due and clients stacked up, that qualifies as good luck. Ugh. Scratch that. That qualifies as the best thing to happen to me since Todd found you in the woods and you saved my son's life.
I couldn't agree more.
Gotta take you in to get some more blood work. How are you doing?
All right. Thank you for, taking me through this.
No, I don't think I was a lot of help. I mean, like I said, you're gonna have to get Sam's permission to
Yeah,
assume
but
the baby's body.
maybe there's another way.
But really, Jason, does it even matter? I mean, with the way things are going, we're all gonna be dead in the next 24 hours.
I'm not going to accept that we're dying. And I'm going to find out what happened to Sam's baby.